Peace, Universal Family. Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Clocks In. Ain't been on the cam in a minute. It's been a minute. Man, a lot has happened since the breaks. My channel has grown. Got a lot of new supporters now. Shout out to y'all. Man, where do I even start? Where do I even start? I'll start here. Just dropped an album. Producer album. Make sure y'all go check that out. Batman and Robin with me and John Q. I produced the whole album. He rapped on the whole thing. Got a few features on there. Y'all check out the channel. This is like the soft release that I did on my YouTube a few days ago. I'm gonna do the major release on Bandcamp, and I'm gonna try to get it on streaming platforms. And then we're gonna try to get it on vinyl. But yeah, y'all check that out. That was a fun project to do. I just had fun with it. A lot of the beats I made live, some of them I already had stashed, and we just kind of went with it. So when you hear the production and you hear like the vocals, know that it's all live. It wasn't processed in any kind of way. I only did light editing between like the songs because we did 90% of the album in one shot, like in 2 hours. We pretty much knocked out all the songs. He took breaks, but for the most part, when he recorded some of the songs like 3 in a row. So all I did was really much just get the editing software and chop it up so it could have individual songs. But for the most part, y'all, the album is a live album. Meaning, he had a mic live, and as I was just playing the beats as like a DJ style, I was also recording the entire process. I was recording the automation of me switching. Everything was being recorded. People walking by saying, "Hey, you're John Q," and him just rapping and stopping and rapping and taking a break. All that was being recorded, so it was a live album. All right, and we released it. And yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think about it. It's like 13 tracks on there, and I had a good time. I want to do another one. This is getting my feet wet in the production space and even the artist space, because he's teaching me now. He's tutoring me to actually become an artist myself. You know, because I've been wanting to do that for the longest time, but never had formal training, and it's harder than people make it sound. They just say, "Oh, just rap and just sing, or just do what you want to do," but there's an art form to it, and when you don't consciously practice it a certain kind of way, you're never going to get good at it. So I'm getting formal lessons now, which is nice. And so there's that. That's the update for that. On the personal side, a lot has happened on the personal life, so I'm just like, that's why I've kind of been incognito a bit on IG. Yeah, I probably haven't been seeing me on IG as much because I kind of step back, tap into myself, and get ready for this next wave. I'm already in season 10 of my life, and a lot has shifted just within the first month of season 10. And I'm just adjusting, readjusting, and adjusting. I learned to have a lot of endurance within myself. I take a lot of pain, a lot of suffering, and just endure. I don't lash out. Very rarely do I ever lash out at people or things. I just take it and internalize it and figure out how it can become a lesson in my life. And although that process is a beautiful process of alchemy, it's also very taxing on the mind. Sometimes you need those healthy forms of outlets, and I don't always have those. So I'm working with just right now. Solitude and isolation is like my only outlet, and this as well. This is one of my outlets. Talking to y'all, that's been helping too. So, but I don't want to make this some kind of sad video because it's definitely not. It's just an update. Just an update on what your boy's been doing. Music has been coming along. It's coming along at its own pace. I'm realizing I'm a perfectionist, and I'm just starting to accept it instead of running away from it. But there's beauty in that too, y'all. Like, I'm revisiting some of my old beats and some of my old songs, and I'm like, I like that. And out of the 20 beats that I made, I'm picking out 3 that I really like and building upon those, and it's starting to really come together. I'm trusting the process more and more and more and more. There have been times where it's like, man, I can't do this. But just being willing to go through it, like, I think one of the quotes that I love that Kanye said is like, it takes courage to fail. Even if you failed 1,000,000 times, most people don't even have the will to fail. You got to try to be able to fail. You can't fail if you don't ever try. So if you failed 1,000,000 times, you kind of got to pat yourself on the back because at least you were even willing to fail. Most people don't even take the first step to even fail or succeed because that takes a certain level of courage, certain level of energy, certain level of confidence. I'm gonna try this out. And they might not think they're gonna fail in the beginning, but they at least try it to give the opportunity, you know. And so I gotta kind of give myself a little bit of wiggle room and grace because I've tried a lot of things. I've gone out of my comfort zone a million times. I've stepped out of the safe area and failed a lot. So I gotta pat myself on the back because each one of those fails have definitely taught me lessons that I've learned from. So, you know, give myself a little pat on the back. And same for y'all. If y'all are like me, y'all try things out and step out of your comfort zone, and even if you're not making those positive strides like you think you're going to, it's still cool because you're failing. And you're failing means you're trying something. And trying something means you have the courage to step forward. And when you're doing that, you're gonna always be rewarded with something in the future. The universe is gonna spin back around, hit you with that bam, that universal karma that you didn't know was coming. You know, you just gotta keep your head up and you know, keep it moving. It's really a day by day thing, for real, for real. Cause I can remember moments where I had the most confidence, the most everything, macho, and then a whole other day I'd be like, man, I can't do this no more. This is a wrap. So it's really a day-by-day thing, but one of my main things that I'm going to always preach is documenting the journey. Because when you document it, you're able to sit back on those days where you really don't want to do nothing. You're able to just sit back and scope and see the patterns. Even if it's not quote-unquote progress, it's just the past, and you see the consistency in certain things. Like, that video and that video and that video, those were all consistent things that I said, and I'm actually grown from that point. I've actually achieved this little level of small success, you know. But when you don't see it, it's a weird thing, you know. Our minds are really like in the now, even though we're always on our phones and always in the stuff. Like, our minds are always in the now, even if we don't think we are. And so sometimes when we can't reminisce and think about the past, especially the good things that we did, we think all our entire life is only the bad experiences we've had. Like, dang, that happened to me in the past, and that happened to me, and she broke up with me, and I left this person, blah, 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 and my friend betrayed me. It's like you're only thinking about the bad things that happened in the past, and that's going to determine your future and what you're not going to do next, what chance you're not going to take, or what, you know what I'm saying, relationship you're not going to jump into. Like, damn, because of all the past negative experiences, what about the good experiences you had? You know, what about the good money choices you made? What about the good friends you made? Think about those past experiences too, and let those influence your future experiences. It's very important, you know. And so sometimes those good things can be lost in the bad, but if you document them, then it doesn't matter what you're thinking. You can always go back and visually see, oh wow, that did happen. You can remind yourself. You can re-inspire yourself. You know, that's what I do a lot of the times. When I lose inspiration, when I lose sight of my goal and my passion and my dream, first I'll look outside, and it'll sometimes still not work. And sometimes I'll look at some of my peers and people I look up to and respect and inspire to be like. And most of the time that'll work. That's like the second layer. But even sometimes the depression will be so damn deep, y'all. I'm just being transparent with y'all. I'll look at them. I look at the Ye's and the Kendricks. I'm like, damn, it's still not giving me that inspirational spark. And then I get to that third layer. I go back into self. And I start looking at my videos and what I've done and the accomplishments I've made. And I'm telling y'all, every single time I do that, it works. Every time. Like, you know what? It's time to get back on track. Clocks in. Come on, lock in. You know? So that's been like the most helpful tool for me, y'all. Just looking back at my own videos. For real. So that's why I'm picking up the camera right now. Because like, it's been a minute since I've done that. Like, I haven't recorded in like 2 weeks, almost a whole month. I don't want to get in the habit of that. You know, a lot has already happened. I didn't document it. So I want to just capture this, update myself in this stream of consciousness I happen to have on YouTube, because one day I'm going to be like 10 years older than I am now. I'm going to look back at this and be like, wow, I'm sure I'm going to grab inspiration from the words I'm saying now. I'm sure of it, you know? That's one thing I know I have to have as an artist and just as a genuine person that has goals in mind for the future. You got to be a visionary in a way. You got to be able to quote-unquote see into the future. Even if the future isn't exact as you pictured it, you kind of put a similar picture. Like, even when I went to Atlanta, y'all, I had a vision of how I wanted things to be, and it wasn't exact, but it was similar to how I pictured it. And then now that I'm back in California, I was like, wow, I actually visualized it first, went there, did that, you know? And so a big part of your future and what's going to happen next is how you see it. what you can see. And that's my closing message for this video, y'all. You got to be able to visualize it. And one of my friends was telling me this, and Lamert, like, if you're not able to accept something, if you're not in the right position, it don't matter what happens to you in the world, y'all, you're not gonna be able to accept the blessing. If a blessing's coming to you, like somebody offer you $1 million, but you don't have a bank account to cash the $1 million in. If somebody give you a check and you don't even got a bank to cash it, the $1 million is worthless to you. If somebody give you a car and you ain't got a driver's license, you can't drive, the car means nothing to you, y'all. So there could be blessings coming to you right now, but you're not in the right position because you haven't used your foresight, your vision to see what you deserve, what you can accomplish. So if you can see it, then you'll put yourself in a position to receive it. But if you don't even see it, you'll never be in that proper position, y'all. Like for me, for instance, I made sure I got that MPC, I made sure I got his instruments, I made these beats. So if I was ever in a position that somebody pulled me, yo, come to the studio or make some beats, produce my album, I have the tools and the knowledge to do so. It wasn't just I want to do it, but I don't have anything to do it with. When somebody asks me, I'm like, oh yeah, I can do it if I get this. Nah, you're not ready then. That means you're not ready, you know? We got to be ready. We got to stay ready so we don't got to get ready, all right? And I'm talking to myself because I know there's some areas that I need to get ready in more, you know? There's so many open mics I could have been going to, so many events I could have been going to. People have offered to me and I turned them all down because I'm not ready, you know? But I will be. And I got to stop saying I'm not ready. I wasn't ready, you know, but I'm preparing now. And I even have to say it ahead of time. Even if my spirit doesn't feel like I'm ready now, I got to say it into the universe. I am ready, you know? That's another affirmation to help you get ready, is to just say it out loud. I am ready. I'm ready for the next stage. I'm ready for whatever opportunity presents itself for me, you know? I'm ready to receive. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for tapping in with me. More videos coming soon. Love y'all. And peace and blessings. We out.